back off and back off. Tell him to back off. Tell him to back off. Back off. Tell him to back off. Tell him to back off. Back off and back off. Tell him to back off. Tell him to back off. Back off. Tell him to back off. Look at the gall he gotta preach. He say he got it on with beef. I get the sirloins weak. Don't put nada at stake, don't speak. He don't get half as raw as me. Get I'm a quill dog. Your teeth in my fists are not the meeting. Your noggin want a receipt, knock it off. I bet him C square up only at ease, and that equals he has no energy. Lest it be chalk he keeps. Blackboard with equations are only means. He'll be drawing a scene. Class of his own at receipt, and the only body he'll leave is his own caught in the street. God damn it, he cannot peep in the ciphers. His head so far up his ass. The dialogue that emanates is smack talking. Tell him to back off, and maybe that'll have him start to understand. As a part of the planet, he has to stop copycatting the broads he's calling out. Fucking mauled him about the problems as if he can solve them. Someone go and tell this wannabe messiah we're crossed. Cause he failed to follow his own way of logic. Get his brain up off amount delusion. He lost it, stuck up in that fight or flight. Took so much time fighting flight, it's a breeze to smack him upside, getting his wind knocked to the sky. Versing any one of Mike's, his dom's lost when he rhyme. I bet you it's probably why he makes clips of shots flying, but it's not an artist like him. Why is he not the type to battle others line for line? Why won't he just run a fade with overseas and local lanes? How often it takes dumb days? Has he forgotten to spray, or is he bothered to aim when someone calls him out by name? His brain power's lower than savings. Back off and back off. Tell him to back off. Tell him to back off. Back off. Tell him to back off. Tell him to back off. Back off and back off. Tell him to back off. Tell him to back off. Back off. Tell him to back off, and maybe that'll have him start to. Termanology. Brody will waste so much time away while he's thinking, procrastinating. Maybe the only way foes will go make it, and D.O.M's men will play it again and again, explain it. Since he's AFK, the game he's racing used to be in his lap, and now it overtakes him. Had so many passes, gastrointestinal, be too anal for his mannerism. Shame, kill his power, the haters at top 3 put him in his place. Bet his complex of real estate he call home in his wake. Bet his fame finna fading like hair receding. No shaving face clipper quicker than TikTok. He pressed about everything, yet he ain't tolerated discussions. It ain't no debate. Maybe the lame he mock castrated his ways. Gotta dictate but got no balls to state. Setting him straight is failure's greatest of templates. When shit gets hard, his legs don't work under the weight. Even his third will break, thinking his pin will trade some shots for holes at the fake. Because his thinking's anxious, better go tell him back off and back off. Tell him to